What is up, my friends? John Anthony from masculinedevelopment.com. And today we have a question from our friend Philip. And I'm going to warn you, he goes pretty in detail in his email. So I'm going to go through all of it and explain where he went wrong, what happened. Basically, there was some drama with girls, and it seemed like he almost pulled one, but it didn't quite happen. So we're going to go through this email and explain what could have been done differently. And you've probably experienced something like this actually, because it's pretty common. Before I begin, please subscribe to my channel, like the video. If you enjoy Red Pill content, hit the notification bell so you are notified when I upload a new video. And with that in mind, let's get into it. Okay, so our friend Philip asks the following question. He says, last Friday I was in the club, and I'm not going to read all this because it's a lot, but basically saw a couple girls, and there was a lot of flirting going back and forth. She was showing a lot of interest from what he says. She introduced herself, and she said that he looks a lot like her ex. Whenever you meet a girl that says that, she's probably down to fuck. Um, and she's probably also filled with drama because she's not over her ex, which is why she is attracted to you because you look like him. So keep that in mind. Um, he says she showed me a picture, which was a guy with a six pack, and I said, yeah, okay, there are some similarities, but I don't think I have the six pack. He says, I joked about this, but I think it looked like insecurity. Yes, you should have said something like, oh yeah, his six pack isn't as good as mine. Or, oh yeah, I look like just like him, but my six pack is better, or something like that. Anyways, eventually we started dancing the whole night, kissing. And then she said, are you sure you don't have a girlfriend? I said, yeah, let me prove it to you by taking you out for drinks. That's a good line, by the way. Around 4 a.m., she was alone. Her friends left. She lives far from the club, so I suggested to go to a hotel. Or I said, I can drive you home, but I need to stay because it's far. But she lives with her parents, so that was not an option. She said yes for the hotel. I took her number so I could text her when we would leave. We continued dancing, kissing, and I said, let's go. Okay, I'm going to stop you right here. So, Philip, you made a couple mistakes. First one, it's very tempting to get a girl's number when you're at the club, but if you're intending on going home with her that night, don't get her fucking number because that gives her an out, right? In her head, she's going to say, oh, well, I got his number, so we could just hang out another day, and she's not going to want to go home with you as strongly right then and there, right? Don't take her number. You want to make her decide right then and there if she wants to go home with you or not, right? So just don't do that in general, unless you know for a fact that you're not going to be able to see her again. Second mistake you made was you said, and these are your words. So you say, I suggested to go to a hotel and that she should not worry about the price. Never say that, okay? If a girl feels like a slut at all, if she feels like, you're shaming her or even just implying that she's easy, she's most likely not going to sleep with you. Now, obviously, there's exceptions to this. You can jokingly tease her and shit like that. But in general, this is the rule you want to follow. Okay, so what you should have done is basically said, hey, I'm staying in a hotel nearby. Do you want to come through and check out the bar or something like that? If you tell her that you're basically willing to rent a hotel for both of you to stay in, sounds like she's a fucking hooker, right? So don't do that. Instead, just say something like, hey, I'm staying in a hotel nearby. I'm not from here. Do you want to swing through and we can see if there's any alcohol in the fridge or something like that, right? It's a lot better. And I know it's the same thing, right? So the first thing guys are going to say is, oh, well, that's the same thing, John. You're still going to the hotel. No shit. But the difference is how you said it, and it makes her feel a different way, okay? So you say that you took her hand, went to the exit. That's good. It's good that you took her hand and led her there, being assertive. Then I said, wait 1 minute, let me get my jacket. I went for my jacket, and when I came back, she was gone. This is the most common fucking mistake that guys make when they're about to pull, and if you go out regularly, you've fucking done this shit before, and you've seen it happen. So basically, I'll explain what happens, but yeah, so he goes on. So basically what happened right here, man, is anytime you leave her, keep in mind, okay, I talk about this in my products, my books, etc., all my different stuff. When girls choose to sleep with you, especially the first time, it's usually an emotional decision. So what happens is her buying temperature is high. You spike her emotions. She's been dancing, kissing, flirting. She's horny. She's, excited. And then you leave. And since you're the source of those emotions, when you leave, her state crashes, right? And so she's kind of sitting there and she starts to think, am I a slut if I go home with this guy? Her rational mind kicks in. The hamster wheel starts spinning. So what you should have done is said, hey, come with me. I want to get my jacket real quick. Just, again, pull her by the hands, go get your jacket, and then leave, right? Would have worked out a lot better. But so, anyways, back to the story. So you say, I went for my jacket. When I came back, she was gone. So I texted, where are you? Should have called her. She said, I'm coming. I waited and she did not come. Again, because her state crashed. After 5 minutes, I texted again and I said, are you coming? No reply. After 10 minutes, I saw her going to the exit and I went after her. Outside, I said, so miss, what's the plan? Are you coming or not? She said, I'm not that type of girl, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. That's exactly what I said, dude. You know, what you should have done, again, is don't leave her, dude. You're the source of those emotions. She's attracted to you. When you leave her and she's just alone with her fucking thoughts, the first thing that goes through her mind is, am I going to be judged for going home with this guy? Am I going to be a slut? Am I going to feel slutty? Fuck. I'm not that type of girl, am I? No, I'm not that type of girl. Then you come over, I'm not that type of girl, sorry, right, is what she tells you. Because again, you have to keep her present and feeling good and in state with you. Huge mistake, common fucking mistake. I remember one time this happened to me. Something similar actually happened to me. I ended up pulling, but same thing. And I had to go to get my jacket. And this shit had happened to me before, right? So I was really worried. I was like, fuck, like, okay, let me just get my jacket. And I ran as fast as I could because I knew if I leave her there for too long by herself, either A, some guy's going to swoop in who has good game and chat her up. And because she's already horny, because she's been flirting and kissing, etc. all night, she might go home with that guy. Or B, she's going to start rationalizing to herself, do I really want to go home tonight? I don't know, and her state's going to crash because you're fucking left, right? You fucking left, you're gone. So, I rushed over, got my jacket, and came back ASAP. So either do that or ideally take her with you. So she said, I'm not that type of girl, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, let's just go to the hotel and we can sleep. I can bring you home the next day, no bad intentions. She agreed. Okay, good. So again, she was worried about feeling like a slut, worried about being judged, etc. Good line. She agreed. So obviously she's coming home to the hotel. She entered my car. We started talking about my job, her job, and that she likes traveling. We were almost at the hotel, and then she got called by a guy. I just know it was her ex. I guarantee you it was. After the phone call, she said, look, I'm sorry, but I will take a cab home. I said, okay, sure, no problem. And she left. Okay. So I said there's two things that happened where you could have gone wrong, right? There's actually three. What could have happened when she was away and you were getting your jacket is her ex could have called. Okay. I don't know how long it took you to get your jacket. It could have taken a few minutes. That's all it takes is for that shit to happen, right? So what was probably happening, again, is she's indecisive. She's thinking, oh, fuck, my ex called, but there's this guy right here who looks like my ex, who I think is cute. I've been flirting with, kissing him all night, etc. But my ex called, fuck, and she's in this kind of emotional, indecisive state. So you say, how fucked up is this? What do you think went wrong when you read this? You say, maybe I was too much of a nice guy, arrange a hotel with expectations to get laid. So first off, never expect to get laid. If you ever feel like you're putting pressure on her to fuck you, it's probably not going to happen, right? You have to want it but not need it is the thing. So that was a mistake right there. Too much of a nice guy. Again, don't arrange a hotel because you'll feel like a fucking cheap hooker. Say, I'm staying in a hotel nearby. Do you want to come through, right? Or another thing that I'll say because I have a business is, hey, let's rent a hotel. My company will pay for it, right? Again, it's the same thing, but because you say something like that and you frame it a different way, she doesn't feel like she's being easy. Second thing you say is, why did she leave me when I went for my jacket if she agreed to come with me in the first place? Again, dude, women aren't logical, man. She agreed to come home with you when she had been dancing and flirting with you and kissing you, and she was horny and excited and happy. When you left and those emotions went away, her logical brain kicked in and she said, I don't want to be a slut. Am I a slut if I go home with this guy? Well, I just met him. I'm not a slut, am I? No, I'm not a slut. So I'm not going to go home with this guy. My ex is calling? Oh, right. Distraction, logical brain. That's why she changed her mind when you came back, because the emotions changed. maybe it's not about me and it's about the ex. 100%. That's a big thing too. In this game, man, you got to understand that a lot of the time it isn't even you, it's other circumstances, right? Like girls always have a billion different things going on in their lives, especially if they're really pretty. So if she doesn't sleep with you, she could be very attracted to you actually and want to sleep with you. But if there's other circumstances and things going on, she might not do it. Not because of you. Again, if you saw her in 3 weeks, she could fuck you. But it's that time and place might not be ideal for her, right? And again, keep in mind, sex isn't a big deal for girls, right? Like you're writing this and you're upset because you didn't get laid, basically. Like girls can get sex whenever they want, basically, right? So in her mind, like it's not a big deal, and she's not gonna like run through hell and back to sleep with you. If it just doesn't seem like it happens naturally, then she's not really gonna want to do it, right? What do you think is a good text to send her? Still invite her for the drinks, talk about how it was not cool that she eventually left. Don't do that. Do not fucking do that. Never shame a girl for anything. Um, at least when you're first trying to sleep with her. If you're in a relationship with her and she does something that's messed up, then that's a different story. But when you're first trying to sleep with her, don't do that shit. Wait until the next time and hope I'll see her again? Question mark. So here's what I would do. These type of situations are very hard to resuscitate, or I guess like remedy or fix, because again, what happened is her buying temperature was very high and you didn't sleep with her. Whenever that happens, it's generally hard to get a girl back to that place because she knows if she gets back to that emotional high buying temperature where she's turned on and horny and excited, she's going to sleep with you. So there's going to be some internal resistance on her part. So it's hard to fix a situation like this. But what I would recommend you do is send her a text maybe in a few days. Say something like something flirty and kind of joking where you reference the fact that you look like her ex, right? So say maybe something like, "Hey, what's up? It's your ex's evil twin," and then John or whatever your name is, right? "Hey, what's up? It's your ex's evil twin, John. Just wanted to see if you wanted to grab drinks this week or something." And then if she replies, call her immediately after, because you know that if she replies, she's at her phone, she's looking at her phone. So call her, cut through the bullshit, and set up a time and date. If she doesn't respond, then don't bother. Again, don't get stuck up on one girl, man. Just, keep plowing through, keep meeting new girls. I know it's frustrating because, again, I've been there, man. It's frustrating because you feel like you get that close to getting a girl and she's into you, and you're fucking upset because it's like all this shit was going perfectly and then boom, it blew up, right? But that's part of the game, and that's what's cool, is actually learning game in this fashion makes you indifferent, right? If something like this happened to me now, not only would I first of all not let it happen because I've made these mistakes, but if something did happen like this, I would be indifferent because I'm like, oh, well, that's the game. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes her ex fucking calls at 3 a.m. and she leaves, right? Shit fucking happens. So overall, you did a great job. This is better than most of the emails I get. Most of the fucking emails I get are things like, John, how do I approach a girl? Not, I approached a girl, here's what happened. How do I fix this, right? So you're clearly taking action. You're killing it, man. You say, John, I really need your opinion on this one so I can learn it in the future, and I really want some new steps because she's fucking hot. Good for you, man. Yeah, so that's what I'd say, man, is send her that text that I said, and if she replies soon after, give her a call, cut through the bullshit. Don't shame her, don't make her feel bad. Again, understand, girls don't owe you sex, dude. Girls don't owe you sex. They don't, owe anything to you, so don't fall in that frame, right? Don't, get upset at her and say it's not cool, whatever. Again, just be fine with it, accept it. Girls are emotional. The reason that you're mad is because you're expecting her to fulfill like a logical contract, right? This is something that guys get upset about a lot. Is, they think that like, oh, well, she said this, so then she has to do it, right? And that can work for men because we're more logical. There's a great quote by David Data, actually. I forget what it is, but it's something like, a man's word is his bond. When a man says something, he means it. When a woman says something, it's the manifestation of her emotional. He phrases it really beautifully. It's a manifestation of the wave of emotions that she's feeling in the moment. So a woman speaks what she feels, a man speaks what he thinks, right? So don't think of it as like she dissed you or insulted you. She actually did want to go home with you, but she didn't because the emotions changed when you left, and then her ex probably called and shit happened. So hope this helps. If you guys like my advice, again, please subscribe, like the video, check out my products. You can get coaching with me, one-on-one coaching. Click on the links down below to check out everything. And as always, guys, I will see you next time.